This is the Circooter Cruiser Pro. This scooter promises big specs for a surprisingly small price point for everything that you get. We're talking a 2400 watt dual motor system, 38 miles per hour top speed, full hydraulic brakes, and much more. So perfect for those street and dirt rides, but is it too good to be true? Let's find out.
MrBlack.
And hey, if you like gadgets, gear, and accessories, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't be a stranger to the channel. Also hit that like button, and I'll put links to everything down in the description. And Circooter is one of the fastest growing brands in the electric scooter market. They have high quality scooters at very reasonable prices, and they last. 2 years ago on this channel, we looked at the Circooter Raptor, and it has been ridden a lot since, and it still holds up. It's still a great scooter. But today we are looking at the next level up, and this is the Circooter Cruiser Pro. And Circooter did send this to me so that I could take this thing out on and off road, really give it a good test, and then share with you my thoughts and experience. But let's start with the heart of this beast, and that's the power. The Cruiser Pro is rocking 1200 watt hub motors, totaling 2400 watts of nominal power. And when you hit the turbo button, you really feel it. This thing just takes off. This thing launches and easily stays around speeds of 36 miles per hour. And that's seriously fast and right up there with scooters that are like 3 times the price. One thing you'll notice big time is it's whisper quiet. This thing, for how much power it is very quiet. Ready? And as far as hill climbs, this actually laughs at hills. If you do have serious inclines on your commute or just love to find challenging terrain, this scooter will handle them without breaking a sweat. Just pop the dual motors on with a touch of a button, and it's that easy. The second major highlight for me is the ride quality. With this Circooter scooter, they put 11-inch pneumatic, knobby off-road tires paired with a substantial dual-arm suspension system, making for a super comfortable ride. It soaks up gravel, potholes, and even some light trail abuse, and you can even hop over curbs. I also love the wide deck. There is plenty of room to shift your feet, and for any tall riders up there, it has an adjustable stem for finding your perfect riding posture. And then let's talk about the handlebars. So you actually have really nice grips on the handlebars themselves. You have indicator lights, which I actually love the placement of it and how they actually work. They just kind of push in, very simple. You have your main controller unit, and you can turn on that screen with the power button. With the screen, you can see your miles per hour, your odometer, you can see what mode you're in, you can see your average speed, and also the voltage and battery status. Now, one thing I love about this scooter with dual motors compared to some of the other ones is that you can clearly see that it's single or dual. Sometimes you just don't know until you go. I like to be able to see when it's single or when it's in dual. And then when you also turn it on, it starts up in parking mode, which means you won't accidentally hit the throttle and it goes. You actually have to change it up from eco to standard or to turbo. But that's a really good safety feature because that happens a lot when you just turn it on and you accidentally hit the throttle and it just goes off on you. It just makes a lot more sense. There's a little horn on here. It's an electronic one. Ready? And then you have your front headlight, which is very bright. And then you can also turn on the deck lights, which are RGB colored lights, and it cycles through a bunch of different lighting modes. And because it's got a big deck, it also has a really strong and sturdy kickstand, which is what you want on something like this, just making sure it doesn't fall over easily like some others do. Then you have a throttle on this side. If you don't like it up at the top, you can actually adjust it. Actually, all of this stuff you can adjust where you want the placement of. It does come with the tools to put it together. There is also a lockable feature via the app, which is a great security touch. And then on the top of the handlebars, you have hand brakes, which are easily accessible. And with those brakes, this Cruiser Pro comes with dual hydraulic disc brakes. These are fantastic, great modulation, super responsive, and they bring this heavy scooter to a stop very quickly and confidently. And also on some other scooters that I've looked at on this channel, this size, the brakes are usually very touchy, and when you hit them just even an inch, they almost feel like you're gonna fly off of them because it's like a jerking stop versus these ones, which are very smooth and don't give that jerking motion. Now for the battery, this is a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery, giving up to 52 miles of range in fully ideal scenarios. So depending on your terrain or rider weight and also what mode you're in. And for me, taking it up hills and turbo for most of it, and also in dual motors, I was able to get around 25 miles of range, which is a very fun ride. And a bonus, this thing has dual charging ports, which means you can cut the charge time in half if you buy a second charger. Having a scooter this big is amazing, but one of the downsides is it's really heavy. You can fold this thing down very easily, and it does have a hook to connect onto the deck, which is a plus, but lifting this thing up, it is very heavy. But if you want to be able to put this thing in your car, you might need another person to help lift it in there. And then opening this thing up is actually very simple as well. You just lift it up, and then you pull out this safety peg here, and then you can just spin that dial nice and tight, and it doesn't wobble. So even if you're on really rough terrain, it is nice and strong and secure. So in my opinion, if you're a rider that wants maximum performance, we're talking speed, hill climbs, range, or even if you're just someone that wants that weekend thrill, going on some off-road rides, doing some fun stuff, this is probably the best value option in that category. But also the Circooter Raptor that we looked at before is still a great option if you don't need the bigger tires for off-road or to get that fast of speeds. And I'll put a link to both scooters down in the description so you can see the most current and up-to-date price. But that's it for today's video. If you want to see the original Circooter Raptor video that I did, I'll put a link to it over here. Other than that, I have some other cool videos, cool products if you want to see those, but gonna continue having some fun with this and take it on some more adventures and looking forward to it. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.